Hey everybody, it's your boy BK Muck coming at you with a Madden Ultimate Team video. Today we're discussing the mic. And there's different beliefs on if this mic is effective or not. And I use it for sometimes ways it's not intended, right? So say Warner here, middle linebacker, right? Right here. We're going to blitz him in. What we're going to do at first is we're going to want to identify him as the mic to help our O-line. Because what the O-line's going to do when you identify the mic is they're going to pick up the forefront D-line and the additional micer. Because you got 5-on-4 right now, which is where the mic can come in handy if there's no blitzer. But you got 5-on-4 right now. If you ID the mic, the O-line will pick him up as well. So they'll pick up all 5 players. What I'm going to do is show you here. The mic is on the linebacker covering Jarwin. That is not the case. It just shows up. The mic will just show up even if you don't use it. It'll just show up there to show you where your icon is. That is not the mic right now. Until you ID the mic, they will not pick that up as the mic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit L1 or LB on Xbox, and that'll bring up this little side screen. And then X to ID the mic, or A on Xbox. You press X, and then to select it, you're just going to move your left thumbstick around, right? You'll see the mic is moving around, and we want to ID the middle linebacker. Once you get it over him, you hit X, and you're going to watch the O-line. They're going to adjust at snap on the fact that you ID'd the mic. So we're going to snap it. You're going to see they're going to work together there. 70 and 73 work together there to deal with the one tackle and the mic. So now what we're going to do is we're going to show you that we're going to blitz him again. And this time, we're going to ID the wrong mic. And there's going to be 2 outcomes here depending on your offensive line. In MUT, we all like to use the most OP offensive line. And there's a threshold for offensive line, and that's 80. Once your offensive line awareness reaches 80, they have about a 5% chance of picking up the blitzer on their own. And once it hits 97, they have almost a perfect chance of picking up the blitzer on their own. So you might be thinking, why do I have to ID the mic if they're just going to pick it up on their own? I'm going to show you an additional purpose that you can use for IDing the mic. But here we go. So we know the middle linebacker's blitzing, right? So we're going to ID the mic, and we're going to ID the outside linebacker here. And let's just see what happens. Because we know looking at the play, and here we go. So you're going to see 73 picks up the blitz anyways. And the reason I picked Dallas is because they've got a great offensive line, and that's what we run in MUT. So you want to compare to what you have, right? So now we know how to identify the mic. And we now know if we have a good enough offensive line that if we ID the wrong mic, it's fine. But what happens if we ID the mic, right? And we got 2 blitzers. What we're going to do is we're going to ID the outside linebacker first, because I want to show you what your O-line does with that closest blitzer. So here we go. They completely let him go, all right? So that is where, if there's 2 blitzers, you need to bring in the running back as an additional blocker, right? So we're going to run that play again, where we blitz both of these guys, right? We're going to show you the blitz, both of those guys. We're going to get off of them. And we're going to put my controller, the second controller right there so it doesn't vibrate in your guys' ears. Sorry about that. And then we're going to take this, and we're going to, because we're blitzing the 2, the running back will pick up the 6th man. So we're going to ID the mic. We're going to go over here. We're going to ID the outside linebacker. And then we're going to hit triangle or Y on Xbox. And R1, because that's the icon for the running back, or R bumper on the Xbox, whatever your running back is at that time. It changes from R1 to Y. And to block him, we're going to use R2 or right trigger on the Xbox. And that'll always be the same. So now you're going to have a play that looks like this, where the running back's not slipping out. And the running back is going to pick up the middle linebacker because your O-line is taking the outside linebacker. And that is when IDing the mic and blocking the running backer helps, because the running back will always take the 6th man, the 6th threat. So let's go. And did you see how Zeke slipped over and blocked that outside linebacker? So what we're going to do is we're going to run it again. 2 blitzers. And then we're going to ID the Mike, which is right bumper, X. And we're going to ID the middle linebacker here. And then we're going to hit triangle or Y. We're going to hit R1 or R right bumper. And we're going to R2 or right trigger to block Zeke Elliott. And then we're going to show you again. And now we're going to run this play. You're going to watch the line react to the first threat or the Mike. And then you're going to watch Zeke pick up the additional threat that the line is not picking up. Now I'm going to go over to instant replay here to show you guys exactly what just happened there. Because it's easier just to slow it down. So we're going to play it. Zeke is looking from his side to the opposite side of the field. So if your opponent has good pass rush or they're right up on the line, you might have to motion Zeke to the opposite side of Dak. But he's starting on his side of the field and he's going to scan. You see him scanning. He's going to scan the field and he picks up the blitzer right there and he gets the block, giving you an additional couple of seconds. So that is picking up the 6th blitz. But if we notice here, 73 and 70 are going to react on the initial threat or the Mike, and 70 pushes the D tackle over to 73 to pick up that Mike. Right? But then the Mike cuts back, so they change. Did you see that? Those two are aware, because you identified the Mike, of who is rushing and who they got to keep their eye on as that 5th threat. So when you're getting blitzed with a heavy package of 6, you need to give your quarterback that time to find that drag route. Because you see when they're blitzing those two, that drag route on the underneath is wide open. You just need the time for it to develop. Because if you hit that drag route right now, he's going to tear up the sideline for a bunch of yards. Or if you had time, you could hit Jarwin in the end zone, obviously, because he's wide open. But you need that time to develop, and that is how that works. So if you had Zeke on the right instead of the left, he would have picked up the blitz immediately. Now, we're going to show you that there's nobody blitzing, right? And where ID the Mike comes in handy for me is if you're getting beat on one side. So I'm going to ID the Mike, and I'm going to come over here. And the reason I'm going to come to the left of the field is because, one, Bosa's got the X factor, because while we've been doing this, he's been shredding Dak. So we want that center to creep over. Because when you ID the Mike, that's pretty much dictating where your center is going to go when the snap happens. So you're going to see 70 pick up the D tackle, and the center is going to come over to the left side of the D line and help out there. Now that's still one-on-ones, Smith with Bosa, but it gives additional support on that side of the field. And just to show you, we're just going to quickly switch it over to the right side of the field. No one's blitzing, and you're going to see the center go to the right side of the field. Right? So it's just a way of making sure which side of the field you're getting pressure on. That's where your center is going to go help. Oh, man, talk about a kick return for a touchdown, boys. Look at that. Oh, man. So I'm going to show you in-game. This is Weekend League. I'm going to show you in-game IDing the Mike just to see it in action against another online user. But, I mean, did I expect to get that kick return for a touchdown first play in Weekend League? Not really. But at least we're on defense now, right? We got to work on our kicking. We missed by a little bit, but we're right up the guts, so we're good. Okay, so he quit. I had a pick right there, and we don't get to play offense, so we'll go to the next game, and we'll play offense there. I promise. I won't run it back again for a touchdown. Okay, so we got our new opponent, and I'm on offense. We are not going to run it back. Promise. Oh, maybe we thought we were going to. But anyway, we're gonna go into our gun, and we're gonna do a run play, but we're gonna use the mic on that linebacker right there, because then our O line will pick him up, and hopefully we'll be able to push to the outside. The O line did skip up there, but Bo Jackson was too fast to get to it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look here, and we're gonna ID that mic right there, and we're gonna hit Cook on a drag. Nothing happened. He's in. He's out. All kinds of time though, right? Like that's what it's coming down to. Is he's not even blitzing. So because this is a screen, we're not gonna ID anything. We're just gonna let this screenplay develop. Oh, he was all over that screenplay. And don't only ID the mic on passing plays. Right? You want to ID him on running plays, so you're not showing your cards. And if you ID the mic fast enough, it won't do the indication that you're IDing the mic, right? It won't do that if you do it fast enough. Oh, in his hands. That sucks. So now I gotta go stop this guy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did enjoy the video and it was helpful, if you just give it that thumbs up to let me know you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and notification bell so you get more content of mine in the future. Like when this weekend league is over and I show you exactly what I got for rewards. I'm hoping to do better than last week where I got 13 wins, but we're just hoping we get back to the 13 wins. We don't want to go down. So remember to hit that subscribe notification bell and like the content so I know you like the content. It greatly helps me out. And yeah, this is BK Mutt. I'll hit stick you later.